Hey guys, Brix back with another LEGO Transformer review, and today we will be taking a look at my Botcon exclusive Seaspray. Let's check them out. Okay, so here we have Seaspray. This is version 3.5, built or designed specifically for Botcon. My last version was version 2, and just to do a nice little size comparison overall, here's the old one, here's the new one. This is built more to keep in mind end user experience for people who don't necessarily build with Lego all the time. This is for the Transformer crowd. So let's get old Seaspray out of here, and we could go over articulation real quick. He has hinged elbows, which gives him a full run of the elbow. He does have wrist swivel, and due to transformation, it could go in and out like that. Shoulders, pretty much do full range right there. If you hold the clip right here, which we'll get more into for the transformation, and keep your finger back there, you could rotate it on stud friction right there. So that way, you know, even with this, his arm looks a little high right there, so you could always kind of come back down here, grab that clip, bring it down, just to make it more anatomically correct, so it has that flexibility there. But for regular robot mode, we're gonna just leave it right there with the clip towards the back of the bar right there. Next, head articulation. He could look down, more so for transformation. Look up on this little clip joint. Let's see, is there anything blocking me back there? Not really. So you could kind of just, yeah. I mean, it looks a little silly looking up like that, a little disjointed, but you know, he has that flexibility right there. He can rotate his head slightly on this bar, but it's just because it's so tight in there, it's only going to move but so much. To get the arms out the way, we'll work down to the waist. He does have waist swivel. Now with this, you want to kind of just have your fingers on either side of this light gray piece, just to hold that, while you grab the dark gray piece, and then you could do waist swivel. From there, he would also have like a bit of a ab crunch, or, you know, could fold at the waist right there. Not too much back, but you could use these white clips right there to get them further back if you needed to do that. But in regular configuration, you want to kind of have it you know, at that 90-degree angle right there. For the hips, the legs could go straight forward, they could go straight back, and they could go all the way out. So you could do a split. And being that it's ball jointed, he does have slight like, I guess that would be considered like a thigh swivel or hip swivel a little bit. For the knee, it also has the same joints as the elbow, so you could get a pretty good range out of that. If you move this heel spur out the way, or heel support out the way, you could get the full bend for the knee. And then for ankle articulation, well, let me just move this heel spur. You have this black piece right there, which allows you to kind of, you know, have the ankle rocker for the full range right there. And then it also allows you to bring it back for a transformation as well. And that is pretty much it for Seaspray as far as his articulation is concerned. You can get him in some really cool poses. So for transformation, we're going to take off this little pew pew right there. And what we want to do, you want to take the fist and rotate it to where the stud right there is facing down. And then you want to hold on to the bottom and the top of the forearm and rotate this in like that. And then, as you can see, it'll sit nice and flush, completely disappear right there. Do the same on the other side. Rotate it to where the stud is facing down. Make sure you're holding both pieces and rotate it in. Now it's okay to stick out a little bit because it's just not going to sit flush due to like a little notch right there. It can't be pushed in. And then you want to straighten up the arms. And then, like we were talking about before with this clip, you want to kind of get your fingernail right in between that clip and the end of the bar and have your finger on this side of the bar so that we slide that clip down to the other side of the bar like that. And you want to do that on both sides. So that's vehicle mode and this is robot mode. So could fold it in a little bit just to get your nail in there and then push. I apologize if you hear a little pitter patter because I have my daughter home from school right now. So now that we're that far, we're going to take the head and you could just have him look down into his chest like that. And then you want to take the chest plate and fold it up on this clip and bar system right here. You're just going to take it and rotate it up. Now it'll sit perfectly at that 90-degree angle because it just can't go any further. If it does, then the bricks are probably separating. Just give it a good little squeeze, make sure everything is nice and tight. All right, so for the legs, ideally what we want to do is get this top of the ball joint pointed down. And we will do that by folding the legs back at the hips like this on both sides. Because ultimately we're going to get the back of this right here flush with the bottom of these bricks right there. So as that rotates, you're going to rotate the light gray piece right there and bring that up all the way. Like that, and then rotate the legs yet again, another 90 degrees, to where now we're getting that ball joint, facing down. And what that does, that kind of like just really compacts the legs into the torso. Now from here, you want to take these heel spurs and fold them out at that clip hinge right there. Just fold those out like that. It should be nice and flush, but this came apart a little bit. That's fine. So that's kind of where you want that. And then you want to, at this black piece right there, you're going to rotate it. It's probably better to show it from this angle. You're going to rotate it up like that. And you should see that this kind of sits flush right there with the thigh, where there's no gap or anything. You're going to do that on both sides. And you want to kind of keep it as straight with the thigh as possible. So just straighten everything out. And then from here, we can pretty much just take that stud right there and we're going to plug it into that hole right there. So once again, just grab the front and back and just kind of feel for it right there and give it a good squeeze together. Make sure that everything is nice and flush right here. And then you could always, manipulate this just to make it nice and flush as possible. So that looks pretty good right there. And now, just to get the arms out the way, we are going to, you should be looking like this. At this point, we're going to rotate at that black pin, and that helps to bring everything together. This whole piece right here is going to fall in between. Oh, wait. I missed a step. We're going to take these pieces, fold them in, so that way they're nice and flush. That'll be like his faux legs right there. And then as we rotate this here, make sure that's nice and straight. Everything should kind of come together. That's where that's right there. It's nothing really tabbing in per se. So like I said, we're going to get these all nice and flush together like that. It should look like this. And now for the arms, I'll bend it in a little bit. Once again, get your fingernail right inside this clip right here. Make sure you can see that and have your finger there, so that way we can rotate it 90 degrees like that. And then we could bring the arm in nice and flush like that. So once again, you want to kind of get your fingernail right in there, rotate 90 degrees, and then we could, you know, get the arm nice and flush right there. And there we have Seaspray in vehicle mode. Nice. Now, if you want to do weapon storage, all you have to do is take his little pew-pew right here. And you see that anti-stud, you want to take this clip and rotate it opposite of that. So that way, you're going to take that anti-stud and peg it onto this stud right here. And it'll sit like that. That way, this is out the way. And now he has weapon storage in vehicle mode. Awesome. Now, the only reason why I showed that I normally do from vehicle to robot, but the instructions will show you how to build this model in robot mode first. So this is how you get it in vehicle mode, and then, you know, you could do the reverse transformation as well. Now, I don't have anything here for size comparison in vehicle mode, but I just wanted to show you how to transform Seaspray. Stay tuned to see if there's going to be more exclusives from Botcon, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Peace.